Madume ma Africa, ke re kgotso e be le lena. Today I want to speak about the response of the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, and his deputy, Paul Mashatile, on how they feel about the DA not voting with them to pass this government. Now, we are waiting to see something that we have not seen in the ANC for a long time. The ANC being decisive about taking actions in terms of protecting the citizens and the voters of the ANC, and also protecting the ANC as an organization. Now, Cyril Ramaphosa and Paul Mashatile have confirmed that they also received a letter from business, the investors, who has written to them to say, please safeguard this thing called the GNU. Is the ANC going to take any bold decisions to kick out the Democratic Alliance? We don't know. I also want to speak about Julius Malema, who was addressing a crowd and said, listen, we promise you one thing. We will not work in the GNU as long as the Democratic Alliance is there and the Freedom Front Plus is still in the GNU. Is that a good move for the economic freedom fighters, or should they strategize a way where they can force themselves in while pushing out these other two political parties? Let me tell you something about the VAT being increased in South Africa. I can tell you South Africans don't really care, because in Kenya we saw Generation Z taking a march in the streets. You remember when William Ruto was proposing that financial bill and trying to hike VAT and tax that side? The youth had none of it. They took to the streets and they said, you are not going to play with us. And he ended up not doing it because the country said no. In South Africa, we say no, but we say no on the internet. We never go out and show the president or show the ANC that you are not going to push us deeper into poverty than what we are. Let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're covering the ANC's reaction to the GNU not wanting to vote with them in terms of, passing this budget that they are proposing of 0.5 VAT hike. South Africa. I also want to bring in the response of Julius Malema, still saying they are not going to go in the GNU as long as those two problem children, the Democratic Alliance and Freedom Front Plus are there, because they are the true enemies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know we are having a gala dinner. I think right now it's like 26 days or something to go to the gala dinner. We are very much excited to be hosting you guys here in Kimberley. Thank you for everyone who has purchased a ticket. People are coming from the Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, the Eastern Cape, Limpopo. People are coming from Gauteng and Mpumalanga. There isn't a province actually, Northwest. I've not seen Northwest on the list. But every other province, people are coming from those provinces and coming to Kimberley. So we are very much excited to be hosting you guys. If you can also purchase a ticket, please make sure to go to www.paseta.co.za, and that is where you will find a way to purchase a ticket. Our WhatsApp numbers and contact details are there. If you need any point of clarity, please feel free. For those who are not going to be able to come, please make sure that you are sending your monthly contributions of 50 Rand to Paseta. That is really going to help us a lot in terms of this gala dinner. There's so little things that we need to cover just to make the event just that much more memorable for the people who are coming. So thank you so much for everyone that is coming to the gala dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, I wonder what the ANC is thinking in terms of protecting its constituencies, electoral, protecting the brand of the ANC. I wonder what they are thinking. Do they want to kill this party? Are they happy with the warning that was given to them? the 17% drop in electorate. I don't know why I'm butchering this word, but the ANC has dropped 17%. And you would think every move that they do going forward, it will be to show the people that has left the ANC to the MK, to the EFF and other political parties, to say, we still care about you. We still want to fix things. We still want to get things right. And here is our evidence in showing you guys that we are getting things right. Just after the elections, there were fights, Panyaza, Fikile Mbalula, arguing and whatever. The ANC has never really found its ground again ever since the elections, if you look carefully. Things have settled down now. It's a few months, 9 months after the GNU was assembled by Cyril Ramaphosa. We are waiting to see where is the ANC going. Well, the ANC is going a direction of increasing VAT. That is the direction they think is the best direction for the country. People are saying, no, don't do it. The ANC does not care. The ANC is doing it, So we find ourselves in a situation where we come back to that question. Is Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet or the seventh administration going to nail the final nails, going to knock the final nails into the coffin of the ANC? Or are they waiting for the local elections to come so that they can see that people are seriously struggling? Are they really waiting for that? What is the ANC going to do with this issue to say, we have lost votes? They did a reconfiguration there in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. It looks like they were just buying face with that. They are still losing some by-elections. The ANC is not taking the people serious. And I'm telling you, a political party that does not take their voters seriously will suffer. The ANC as it is right now is not a party that must think that they are going to 50%. Because of the Communist Party leaving the alliance and saying we are going to contest the local elections as a separate political party, that alone tells you that the ANC has lost 1 or 2% from that 39% they have. So they are looming to the 40s, to the 20s, That's a scary. For me, if I was an ANC MP and ANC leader, that would scare me. And I will do anything in my strength to make sure that the ANC gathers or wins back the trust of the people, but not the ANC. So now there's an issue about business also writing. Yesterday I reported that business wrote to the DA. Apparently business, the investors are also writing to the ANC, and they wrote to Cyril Ramaphosa and said, please keep this GNU together. Don't disbundle this whole thing. Keep this GNU. And Cyril Ramaphosa and Paul Mashatile reacted to everything, including the decision that the Democratic Alliance decided not to vote with them. Let's first listen to the two gentlemen.
Business does not dictate what happens. One in government does not dictate what happens in the ANC that I lead. We take our own decisions based on our considerations of everything that will advance the interests of our people. But of course, like any other citizen, they are entitled, as any citizen is entitled, to express their views, their wishes, and their fears. And all of us here as South Africans, we have views and fears and aspirations. So they too are entitled to do so.
With the DA,
we have never depended on them for anything. We invited them like all other parties. And in the GNU, we depend on all parties of the GNU. That's why we have a statement of intent, because we want all the parties in the GNU to work in terms of that statement of intent. So we are expecting that parties in the GNU should move together, to work together. Well, the DA decided, and the EF and the Freedom Front Plus, that they are in the GNU, but they won't vote for the budget.
Now, there's the reaction. There's the reaction. Okay, this is a reaction probably ANC voters want to hear, that the business does not control what is happening in Parliament, does not control what is happening there or does not dictate what happens in the ANC. Then the question is, who does? Because the voters tell the ANC something, the ANC does not listen to the voters. The opposition tells the ANC something, the ANC does not listen to the opposition. The alliance partners talk to the ANC does not listen to its own alliance partners. The members in this GNU speak to the ANC does not listen to them. And you ask yourself, who is the ANC listening to? Business is writing to them. Well, business does not dictate to us what we don't fool us. Business is completely dictating what is happening in the ANC. The infiltration of the outsiders, white monopoly capitalists into the ANC is there, man. It's there to weaken the all great oldest liberation movement in Africa, the ANC. Oh my goodness. They've killed that ANC. ANC lost its identity the moment Nelson Mandela stepped out of prison. It lost its identity. It lost its identity. So you ask yourself, what is it that they are trying to do? Yes, of course, like the president is saying, they're entitled to express their views, their fears and wishes as business. But the moment business says, we prefer you guys to work with these people and not these people, for me it's like, no. That's where everything should stop. That's where the ANC should draw the line, and they should not just say you are not dictating to us. They must show them with action, And Paul Mashatile speaking about the DA and how the DA decided to vote out. They've shown themselves to not want to work in the GNU. But honestly, it's not easy to work with the ANC. It's not easy. The other guys, our Bossa, good PA and PAC and all of those parties, IFP, they're just sucking up on the ANC. But the ANC does not see it's losing its identity once again. ANC. Oh, hey, there's no hope, man, in the ANC, man. We want the ANC to come back to itself again, but with this bunch that is there, Paul Mashatile is still sticking on the statement of intent. Statement of intent, what? You guys never stuck to the statement of intent yourself. You are just operating as you please as the ANC. You're operating as if you won elections. Even though you come and say, no, we acknowledge that we did not win, but you're still operating as if you won the elections. Is the ANC really serious about saving the ANC? That's a question that you guys must answer on the comment section. Do they want to save it or do they want to kill it? Because that theory that says, no, Cyril Ramaphosa is sent by white monopoly capitalists to finally kill the ANC, is proving itself to be right. I hope that's a wrong and evil thing to believe, but it's proving itself right. 17%. It dropped. No. And you still behave like this. They are so relaxed, these guys. They don't behave like people that dropped 17%. But anyway, let's listen to the CIC. The CIC and the EFF. For me, if they play politics properly, they will be able to get in the GNU. And I don't want to say push out, but they need to get into a better negotiation strategy, man. Just so that that democratic can go out. They really need to sacrifice or compromise, let me rather say, from their end. But this is what the CIC said yesterday.
Comrades, we can promise you now, we will never work in a government that includes the DA. We will never work in a government that includes Freedom Front Plus. Those are the people who killed our own people. When we say this is the enemy, if you don't know how the enemy looks like, Just look at DA, just look at Freedom Front Plus. Those are the enemies of progress, and we will never work with them. The ANC, if it wants us to vote with them, because they no longer have numbers, they must change the DA out of the executive. Then we can consider working together.
Yeah, I think when you listen to Julius and how he spoke about the exit about Floyd, and when you listen to what Dr. Mbuyiseni and Josie said also, and everyone, there was a faction in the EFF that wanted to test the blue lights so bad. Well, they do test blue lights in terms of them being in parliament, but they wanted to be in power of ministries and all of that. And Julius Malema, I remember asking him asking this question to say, what if we get in the GNU, but the DA does not leave? You know, or what if we get into GNU and now black people view us as a 9% political party that is a sellout? The CIC refuses to be a sellout. He refuses to be seen as a sellout. You know, so that is where they find difficulties in terms of getting into the GNU. So now my question then remains, is your destination as the EFF always going to depend on whether the on whether the DA leaves or not, on whether the Freedom Front Plus leaves or not? Yes, I agree with the CIC. Those people are our enemies, completely our enemies. But are you saying up until the DA does not move, and it's just a question? I don't want the EFF to find themselves in a compromising situation. But are you saying you can't move because the DA is not moving? That's my question. You can't get in because the DA is not out. You understand what I'm trying to say? That they find themselves in a very difficult space, the EFF, a very, very difficult space. And I wish they can just go there, speak to those guys and say, guys, take those guys out. But also how the EFF negotiates this time. They have to try to play humble and play into the hands of the ANC, just so that they can get into power and the DA leaves and they can run government. So we still respect the fact that the EFF are still considering those people as enemies. Those people they are our enemies. That's why you saw where the DA leads, the Freedom Front Plus follows without question. So we must view them as one political party, a group of racists voted by a bunch of foolish Africans. So in closing, I want to speak about the VAT increase, the 0.5 and whatever. And I want to tell you guys, South Africans don't really care. Have you guys noticed how we South Africans, you know how we like saying President Cyril Ramaphosa is so relaxed, he does not take things serious, he's just so chilled and whatever. That is how South Africa is. And now I understand when they say where the head goes, the body follows. In boxing, that's what we say. So the way the character of our president has somehow fallen on us all as South Africans. Really, 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 really. Why is it that in Kenya, the youth had a crazy uprising there when there was that financial bill that was proposed? And you guys saw what happened. They actually wanted William Ruto out. They said, we don't care even if you say you apologize, you are not going to increase taxes and all of that. We want you out. 8 people were unalived during those marches. Marching seriously. They don't want William Ruto. There's no William Ruto that will win next elections or anything like that in Kenya again. The people don't want him there. But they made sure that they got what they wanted. No taxes that are going to increase. You understand what I'm saying? South Africans are relaxed, man. We just complain. And you're like, Mara, we South Africans, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? We are so powerless, man, as a community. That's why if we continuously look at ourselves with political regalia colors, we will never unite as black people. We will never unite as black people. We could not unite and wait. Let me just keep quiet. Because I see now with the church thing that is happening is that I think the hey wait. Hi, South Africans, let's be careful, guys. We are losing our own country because asiko serious. Asina 30-year plan for ourselves as a society. We don't want to infiltrate the technological industry. We don't want to infiltrate the mining sector, the education sector. Right, the basic education. There was a okay, but I'll post it as one of my shots. I was busy doing homework with my son's book, English book, and when I was paging there, I decided to open the first page. The first page of my son's English home language book. I open it. It has a story about Pele, soccer legend Pele, and I'm asking myself, who on earth decided that this story must be told to South African children when South Africa has got so many great soccer legends? And remember, just to read, to comprehend, and then after that you answer questions about the story. Why are you not writing about Mark Fish, Dr. Kumalo, Neil Toffee? There's so many, I mean, even Jabu Pule, what you want, Leslie Manyatela, Lucas Hadebe, Jomo Sono. There's so many people that you could have write a one-page story, and you decided you don't want to be patriotic to South Africa. Let's write about Pele. No problem with Pele, one of the greatest of all times. But hi, our education system, guys, icon. Never. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It's a Monday. Let's start it with a positive mindset. Let's understand the blessing of getting into Monday. They did not make it through this weekend. These other families are arranging for the coming weekend. Mina, now we have made it because the mercies are still upon us. Our ancestors are still expecting us to fulfill the mission for our lives. So don't take it lightly that you can stand up, go to the toilet, pee, take a number 2, shower, eat healthy. As long as you can do those things, you still have a chance. Other people, they wish they can just walk to the toilet and pee. Other people are in a serious situation. So death and pressures of life, broken heart, and all of those things, don't let those things determine your destiny and your attitude. Please make sure that you change. It's Monday. There's so many people that want to change places with you. Understand? So please consider yourself blessed at all times. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.